Hello everyone, as you know, my name is Louis and you are tuning right now on another episode. It's been a while since we uploaded anything, you know, it's been a hiatus, man. So today we are bringing you none other than, as you can see, it's a car behind me. It's the VW Polo Vivo. You know, this car was launched last year, 2024, around August, I think so, in PE. This one is a local made also. And we're gonna talk, man. We're gonna have a lot of, everything that we can talk about. We're gonna look at the exterior and the interior, and also the cost of ownership. Talk about the price. Talk about everything, since it's a budget car. I love it when we talk about budget cars, man, because they put this one also on the budget car. As you know, this is an entry Polo Vivo. It's an entry level from the Polo. I'm going to tell you about the difference of the Polos also, so that you can have, a little bit of clue and how does it go, so that you know everything when we're talking about this one. And let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, when it comes to the VW Polo Vivo, it's manufactured right here in South Africa, in Eastern Cape, in Kariega. So there's a lot of argument when it comes to the Polo Vivo that has sparked, a lot of people saying that they don't see what was changed. Well, it feels like they kept it just the same way. And why did they say that there's a launch for the Polo Vivo last year? So yeah, man, we're gonna talk about the little things that they changed, but it's not major. I also feel like they could have done more, but also, as they say it's an entry level when it comes to also the Vivo. This one, it's underneath the life, the style, and also the GT, so it's underneath there. But we're gonna talk about the price also when we see the other cars also having to be in a position of what prices they ranges into when it comes to the entry level. So from my side, as you know, VW with the emblem, it's right in there. It's a logo, man. It's the logo. And also when it comes to the lights, they are not LED, but also that's the change that they changed. It's only here in front where they did the change, on giving you the fog lights, and also with these shapes that they did right here, on the corners. And from my side, man, as we move on the side, there's not a lot of things that we could speak about in front, but then rather just to give you what they did right here on the change. Because if you remember, it didn't have the fog lights, it just had this greenish thing that is right here, covered all there in black. And also when we come to this side, you get these 15 inch alloys. But when it comes to that, this one comes with the normal caps, the normal caps, and then these ones are optional. You get it like 9K. You can see it on the website, and yeah, man, I so wish also they could have just said, let's just give the people the normal, alloys, because some of the cars like Suzuki's, it comes with the normal alloys, and then, it's out there, man, it's not optional. But as we come here, the indicator light is out there, and then this one, since it's an entry level, it doesn't have the indicators like the normal other cars that they have. You see here is just black, and also the handles, it's just like it's normal plastic handles, And from my side, to tell you, for me, it feels like they just left the Polo Vivo just like it was, and then they just did the little touches just to give it that, it's that new thing. But then what can we say, man? Let's go to the boot, the back, and talk what's the other change that they did right there, so that we can see from me giving you everything that they just did. But it's not major, it's not a lot of things, but yeah, let's go. we're at the back of the Polo Vivo, and we're gonna, man, a lot of things, man. I'll just give it to you, man. I'll just give it to you, and having conversations again about what has changed at the back, what has not changed at the back. For me, I also feel like they just gave us the name of the Vivo underneath the badge, and it's still the same way it was before, with the lights out there at the back, one exhaust, and yeah, not a lot of things, but here you've got your, it's a dolphin like thing. And let's talk about the boot. From my side, I think the boot, it's a bit fine. It's fine for an entry-level car. One thing I like about VW, what they do mostly when it comes to their cars, is to give you the normal spare wheel for you. At least they're giving you something. The spare wheel, and also the whole equipment just to change when it comes to your spare wheel when you're having a problem on the road, and that, I think for me it's one of the major things that also they try to say, even though we're charging you on other things, but here's the spare wheel. So from my side, I would say, yeah, at least, the boot space, I'll put the size also there. And also this one doesn't have electric tailgates, as you know, it's an entry-level car. So what more can we say, man? What more can we say? But yeah, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we are inside this Polo Vivo entry level. It's a VW1, man, and you are greeted right here with this multifunction steering wheel. The logo right there, as we know when it comes to the VW, the logo is right there, man. Beautiful steering wheel. It makes you drive this car so nice. And also right there you've got your volume, when it comes to your music that's gonna be playing, or also when you're talking, you're making a call, you can have this button right here on your steering wheel when you want to change to your call logs and check who you want to call. You've got your indicators, you've got your windshield right there. And also when it comes to your this multifunction steering wheel, it doesn't have the cruise control. Yes, that's VW meant for you. And moving right there in your cluster, it's not digital 100%, but it has just a little space whereby it's digital, but it's not, just to show you your fuel gauge and your kilometers, how and your time. And also when it comes to your right there, it's still analog. When it comes to your rev count and all that, it's still analog. And moving to your infotainment, you've got this 9-inch infotainment. That's the major change that they did right here inside. When it's all light up, man, it's so beautiful. It's what I think it takes, it's the change that they did from my side, and yeah, as you know, it didn't come with the digital or infotainment. And then this one has Apple CarPlay also, your Bluetooth, your USB music, your Android Auto, and for my side, yeah, that's the other major change that they did from my side. And when you move right here, you've got your climate controls, your aircon. They're still using these ones. It's not electrical. It's just the switching buttons or your knobs, if I could call them that. And right here you've got your USB ports, your 12-volt ports, your 2 cup holders, and your gear lever. And then you got your handbrake and just a cup holder at the back. I think that one will be for the passengers. And from my side, one thing that I can say, it's fine on my side. We can have a conversation, but we're gonna talk, and then you tell me what is that you still feel like they could just did better, And also the other problem that I am having is you still having this manually. You when you want to what is this now? You see a lot of things now are just, you know, I'm going outside of my brain. You still have this manual for your mirrors when you want to just get the right direction for you, when you're getting into the car and you want to change the mirrors, the direction of the mirrors, and it's still manual. Man, I so wish they could have just did it also, you know, electrical, at least, man, for the amount of money that they charging for this car. But as I said, the mats are the most things that I'm crying for, and then these mats are coming optional. This car doesn't have mats, and this one is a manual, so wish they could done more. Safety belt, all good. Airbags here in front, all good. 4 speakers for this car, it's just like that. So let's go, man, and talk overall about the whole car, how I'm feeling about the car, and what I can tell you more about the car. But let's go out and talk about it. So ladies and gentlemen, we're out here to check the legroom and also the headroom. Let's start with my headroom. And even though I'm tall, but yeah, I do have space up there, even though it's not, I think it's like 2 fingers. Yeah, 2 fingers to 3 fingers. Yeah, probably 3 fingers. And also from my side, it would be a problem if the same person that is in front of me, you know, has the same length as mine. You know, I will struggle. But right now I'm in a right space. Yes, I'm not complaining, but I would complain if the same person that is me could be in front and driving in the driver seat. And also the one thing that I admire about VW when it comes to this, it's also when it comes to the safety belts, they've got like 3 for 3 passengers. 3 passengers can sit here, nice seats as you can see. And also there's just one, you know, cup holder there, like a bottle holder. So one thing that I will talk about when it comes to being right here, and also, you know, I don't know, because of it's an entry-level car or what, but at the back they don't have the electric window. You know, when you come to opening it, they still have the manual. You know, they still have the manuals. And also it's one of the things that I always argue about when it comes to VW. You know, with this one, you know, they give you these manual openings for your window, you know. And yeah, there's nothing then other than that one. But also there's no, you know, your USBs, nothing. And also when it comes to the mats, people have been complaining about it because they also give the mats as an optional. You know, it's one of the things that we always crying about. We wish we could just get the mats, man. Give us the mats. Don't give it as an optional, you know, give us the mats. And yeah, man, let's check and see what can we talk about and just give it out there. ladies and gentlemen, from my side, as we're gonna take the overall and talk about it, I can see now, the weather is not good right here in Cape Town. So when it comes to me, what do I say? Should we buy it? Should we put it in the list? What do we do when it comes to it being an entry-level car with the price of the amount of this car? What is that we could do about this VW Polo Vivo, this entry level, when it comes to the mats coming optional, them just changing the fog lights and just that little bit of that front and giving us the same model. But then one thing about VW that I can tell you and be honest with you is when it comes to the driving, out of all these entry-level cars, this car, when it comes to the fuel consumption, for me, I give it a thumbs up. I don't have a problem with that. It's what we would be longing for. You don't want a car that's gonna be whinging into when you hitting 120 kilometers in an hour, and then it screams. But one thing I love about it does the things, man. It really drives nice. It really drives nice. I don't have a problem with that. And also when it comes to the fuel consumption, it's really good. One of the things about VW that they're good at, but I so wish they could just tone it down when it comes to the optional, ideas that they have and give us what it needs to be done, because some other companies are doing it now. They're giving us, without having to say it's an option, they're just giving out there, it's standard. And I so hope they are working on the new Polo Vivo, the new model that we might see, but when we will see that, still don't know. So this one, it's a 1.4 liters, 1.4 liters, 55 kilowatts, 130 Newton meters of torque. And also this one, it averages around 5.5 when it comes to the fuel consumption, average fuel consumption, And there's a lot of things that we can talk about that, because the full tank of this car, it averages in around 800 and something, but I'll put it right there. You see, when I talk about that, when it comes to the fuel consumption, driving a long distance, you don't want to keep on, refueling, doing. And I've been saying this to a lot of people, this one, it averages around, the price is 271,000 in rands, man, in rands. So, and then when it comes to your alloy wheels, they option around 9K, so it's gonna go up, your price. And then when it comes to the things that they saying that they could put you inside of this car, and then it keeps on, building up. So what I'm gonna do also, I'm gonna give you the different prices when it comes to this one, the entry level, and then your life, and then your style, and then also your GT, so that you can see the difference. And also when it comes to your Newton meters of torques, your kilowatts, and how this one averages and it ranges, and then the others and the other models of the Polo Vivo also, so that you can have options. I always say this, go to the dealerships so that you could just go there and then test the car so that you can feel the car, so that you could know what you're buying for, so that you could ask the questions that you needed to ask to the sales executive. Right now, I'm here at West Cape in Cape Town, and I would like to say thank you very much to them each and every time for giving me an opportunity to do these reviews. And I will give you the person that you can contact so that they can just give you more clarity on the things maybe I will live by and the things that you would like to know more. But don't forget to ask me also what is there that you would like to ask about. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to our channel. It's Louis, your host, Wheels on the Road with Louis. We'll be giving you more and more. We are back. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.